We're talking about Nimi Keita. He's 7 feet tall. Who is he?
Yeah, he's the junior that can control the game on both ends of the floor. He scores the ball. He rebounds. He's one of the best passing bigs in the entire nation at over 3 assists per game. And he's an incredible rim protector. Nearly 3 blocks per game. He's likely to become the top career shot blocker in Utah State history tonight.
Miller, Wooster, Anthony, Bean, and Keita will introduce you to all of these athletes. They're ready to play. It's Marin, Singleton, Matos on down through the starting lineup for both of these teams. We'll let them play. We brought you here to Lubbock Christian University, so these universities can go toe-to-toe, and we're glad to have you with us however you may be finding us, whether it be on the Fox Sports app or finding us right there at home on Fox Sports 1. We're both glad to have you with us. And the interesting thing, the first meeting between these two teams was a one-sided affair. It was all Utah State in a dominating fashion.
And they got points in the paint, 46 of them for Utah State, only 12 for New Mexico. New Mexico has to do a better job of protecting their basket, but also scoring on the other end.
Keita won the tip, but in a bounce, it goes into the hands of the Lobos. This is a big challenge for the Lobos, a much younger, less experienced team. Even the young players for Utah State are older, many of them taking LDS missions, so you have no more teenagers playing for your team, even if you're a freshman or a sophomore. Keita, very dangerous defensively there. Penetration, hammers that one. Shot block, no foul. He is just about to the school record. Isaiah Marin had that one taken away. Swung into the corner for a triple right away. That's Oklahoman Justin Bean.
You're going to see Utah State really do a good job of protecting the paint. The first possession, it went inside for New Mexico. They double-teamed down inside there before the block shot.
Firm off the back of the iron with a miss that time. Makwach Malawach and the Lobos take it back. Malawach, an Australian, with the miss there, wearing number 10. Has the basketball in his hands now. This Lobos team with such a rich tradition and such a long history of going to the NCAA tournament, but it's been since 2014. They're ready to go back. Firm again, another miss on a long-distance effort. And that rebound was earned with the shove. That's what they say about Raleigh Wooster. His first keys to the game are brought to you by Lincoln.
Well, we just talked about it a moment ago. Control the paint. Last game, it was all Utah State. Battle of the boards. That's where Utah State also excels. They did it a year ago as well, and they did it again just a couple nights ago against New Mexico. That is huge for them, but shooting percentages. That's good that Makwach Malawach knocked down that shot, because New Mexico was only shooting 27% from the field just 2 days ago.
Malawach over 1,000 career points. He is the heartbeat of this team, right? So goes he, especially when you're a struggling team. So go the Lobos. They have to have him.
He's the most consistent player on the team, and he's been that way for his entire career. 4 years now, the only 4-year guy on the squad.
Marco Anthony, San Antonio, Texas. This is an athlete averaging 13, shooting just under 45% from long distance. Malawach hung a long time in the air. Nowhere close. Saquon Singleton with the miss from the Bronx in New York. Has yet to hit a 3 this year. He is 0 for 4. That's not his specialty. Anthony all the way. Beautiful kiss with the right hand off the glass. Marco Anthony again.
Every possession so far for Utah State has been somewhat in transition. Defense has not caught up to them enough to make Utah State play half-court offense. When they do, they go 4 around 1 with Keita down inside.
Anthony's already got 5 points. Nice little dump pass in the paint, but there is a shot blocker there, and he blocked it. Another opportunity, no whistle, grabs the rebound. You have no chance. First of all, he's 7 feet, but the wingspan is greater than the height.
And you know what? Some players are great defenders, and some players are just great shot blockers. Nimi Keita is both. He understands all angles. He understands help side rotation, and clearly he has dynamic timing when it comes to blocking shots.
Wooster assisting to Bean. Bean with the jumper. He's got 5 along with Anthony. Those two have combined for all 10 points. A 10-2 start for Utah State. New Mexico yet to get anything going. Little step back. And not a good look that time. Trying to grab an offensive rebound. A whistle that time. Byron Matos whistled for the foul. Craig Smith, 141 wins in his career, 55 at Utah State. South Dakota head coach in the Summit Conference. I want to welcome those of you that are joining us that were watching the Michigan State contest. Welcome to the temporary home of New Mexico. We're in Lubbock Christian University, and New Mexico has their hands full right now with Utah State. You see the score right. It is a 12-2 start for Utah State.
Utah State is so balanced on both ends of the floor. They're not letting New Mexico get anything down inside the paint. And just like they played 2 days ago, Utah State only allowed the Lobos to score 12 points down inside throughout the entire game. So far tonight for the Lobos, 0.
Queta. Boy, what a pretty flush that is. Up with it. They go ahead and give him that shot, and he made it look easy. This is how you start a game. My goodness. We'll say goodbye to our FS2 audience. You can capture us again on Fox Sports 1. Utah State. Well, you're looking like a March team now, aren't you? A great basketball mind and a great staff. Paul Weir and his staff. The numbers, though, not worth looking at right now. Those were just tossed. Those will be recycled for those of you that are concerned about that, but those numbers not worth looking at. Just a slow start. It happens to every team, but I think when you had a dramatic loss in game 1 of the series, this is not, Richie, the way you wanted to start.
Not at all. 1 for 9 from the field for the Lobos. 6 of 6 for Utah State. They are dominating just like they did 2 nights ago on both ends of the floor here in Lubbock.
Active long distance up top. That one knocked away by Wooster. Did he get a hand on it? And that one just comes up short.
But here's what you're seeing. Utah State's doing exactly what they want to do. They're making New Mexico take shots outside the paint. And when they do shoot in the paint, it's been getting blocks. 2 blocks now for Nimi Queta down inside. They want to make New Mexico take all their shots from the outside, use their length to deter those shots in the interior, and take contested threes so they can rebound and go the other way.
Saw something that wasn't there upon penetration. Justin Bean looked to kick it right back out, but he shot an empty hole. Bean's an outstanding player. It's a rare miscue. This is an athlete at 6'7", out of Southmore High School in Moore, Oklahoma, averaging 12, 8 rebounds. He's a great shooter, too, shooting almost 60% this year.
And get this, he came to Utah State. He redshirted his true freshman year. He was just a walk-on. He has worked himself into being one of the best players in the West.
You love stories like that. Look at the immediate crash defensively. I mean, they are double teaming in the paint every single time, daring the Lobos, as you said, Richie, to shoot from distance. We'll give you distance. We're not giving you anything in the paint.
They did a great job 2 nights ago here in this court. We mentioned it earlier, only 12 points in the paint for New Mexico. You're seeing that same trend right now. For New Mexico to have a chance, they have to do a better job of finding ways to score in the paint. And those points in the paint could be rebounds and go the other direction. They could be second chance opportunities. They could be just getting into the paint and scoring. But you have the long arm Nimi Queta, as well as 2 other 7-footers on this Utah State team to contend with throughout the course of the game.
Taking a peek at the shot clock to make sure they have it accurate. Randy McCall, John Higgins, Kevin Brill are officials tonight. Well, these officials, you know, they travel pretty quietly. They come out here and stay below the radar, but they have to stay fit. They have to deal with the same challenges that these athletes do. Testing's a part of what they go through. One night they're in Tucson, the next night they're here with us.
Right.
It's been a unique year, just like the athletes for the officials. They've been doing a great job this season.
I think they travel more than most teams. No doubt about that.
Shot clock at 20. 15-24 till the teams head into the locker room. Just a dominating performance thus far. Miller does a nice job pushing it out. There's that help from Queta on a double team.
They're continuing to double team from the baseline side.
And a turnover. That kind of feels empty when after the whistle blows you drop one in there, but that's exactly what occurred. As Jeremiah Francis, after the whistle, the Ohio native, drained a triple.
And he has really struggled from behind the arc. He's made a couple threes in the last couple of games, but Jeremiah Francis is a guy that New Mexico has to get making some shots. He wasted a 3-pointer there, huh?
And you never know. Maybe just having the feeling of that is something confident. I'll leave that up to you to analyze.
Every player's different.
Look at Queta, so nimble. Dumps it back out. He leads the team in assists. Did I say that yet?
You can say it as much as you want because it's impressive. A 7-footer leading his team in assists per game, almost 3.5 a game. Wow.
What does that mean, Richie? I mean, when you look at those numbers, what does that mean to you?
Well, it means, number one, he's got good touch on his pass. But number two, he's so used to getting double and triple team now. He's being patient, taking his time, looking over the defenders and hitting the shooters.
Bangs off the glass and missed that time. An opportunity for Javonte Johnson all the way with the penetration and the roll for Marco Anthony. You can give Anthony now 7, make it 9 points.
Look at the way Utah State's in a stance. They're getting in the passing lanes. They're double teaming inside the paint.
Up with it quickly.
Double was just a little bit late right there, but you certainly have to credit Manuel for getting that shot off, especially over Keita.
Native of Angola, Valdir Manuel with the bucket. Harcum College transfer in Pennsylvania, where he was good. An All-American at the junior college level. But they're holding auditions, New Mexico is right now, for anybody who'd like to step up. That's the player who could. Anthony goes in hard, too hard, offensive foul.
Well, I like this move right here by Anthony. He just took it strong. So simple. So simple. Too many guys want to try to draw a foul. They're going to hesitate. Anthony just goes straight up. He's left-handed, so he goes straight up with that left hand and finishes strong. Takes the contact and finishes. That's when, you know, in practice, they got those pads out trying to make you finish with contact in the warm-ups.
A 13-2 run to crack this game open early on in the first 4:30. He earned it. He earned the look as the defense flew right on by, but then he missed it. Rod Brown came up empty.
Honestly, I think that's a lot of intimidation. You know, you're not going to get the block shots, but as a shot blocker in Keita, you're going to alter a lot of shots.
A whistle there, penetrating, flying through the lane. That's Sean Bairstow. As he grabs at his lower back, some contact. Saquon Singleton, his first personal foul. Third team foul.
Now, this New Mexico squad has been going through a bit of an identity change. 4th year for Coach Weir. He's got 12 transfers, or 12 newcomers, 6 of which are transfers. Only 2 seniors on the team. And then playing a little bit of a mix of trying to press all game, play fast up and down the floor offensively and defensively, or just playing smash mouth where you kind of slow it down, but you get it down inside the paint. And it's you're trying to figure it out. They got to practice very, very late because of their situation in New Mexico. It's why they're here in Lubbock. I think they're a little bit behind in trying to figure out who they are.
An offensive rebound and a whistle. Manuel, right place, right time there. Prior to that, the shot was missed by Rod Brown.
Watch this. Watch Nimi Keita. He doesn't get the block shot. But look how high the offensive player has to shoot it to get it over his long outstretched arms. So it's, again, you're not blocking every shot if you're Keita, but you're altering shots. And that is almost more valuable than getting the block itself. Absolutely. And what a weapon that Utah State has in Keita.
Certainly a monster defensively as the first free throw is a miss. Manuel 6 points a game. Just his 6th and 7th free throw attempts. He came in 3 of 5, 9 points total in the couple of games against Nevada, both losses, as he drops in to make it a 13-point deficit.
You see New Mexico here. They're going to pick up full court. Now, here's the problem with that. If Utah State beats this press, they get an easy layup or an outside shot. Could be more points in the paint for them. But at the same time, they're banking on possibly getting deflections or steals and getting easy points themselves. I think they have to force turnovers to beat Utah State.
Keita got pretty busy with the feet, too much so, and a traveling violation. Some new faces on, by the way, for Utah State. Stephen Ashworth is out there, the freshman, and he's a native of Utah. Alfonso Anderson, the great student out of Garfield High, and a good player, too, out of Seattle. Number 10 right there, Anderson working defensively. And a traveling violation. Back-to-back turnovers.
Well, again, New Mexico, they're going to press right up. They go this man-to-man full-court press. Sometimes they go into a diamond press, which is a zone, a 1-2-1-1. Both of which, the man or the 1-2-1-1, they'll oftentimes trap out of it. Not all the time. They're going to keep you on edge. They're not going to let you know when they're trapping, but they might trap the inbound. They might trap it at the sideline once it crosses half court.
Utah State right there with Boise State in this conference as it pertains to net rating. That's basically just your overall explosiveness as a team and how you score per 100 possessions. The top two teams in those advanced metrics in this conference are Boise State #1, Utah State #2.
It's incredible. I mean, some terrific basketball teams nationally out of the Mountain West. I mean, look what San Diego State did last year. What an incredible run. So disappointing that COVID canceled what could have been a Final Four team.
About a 30-win season. I was fortunate enough this year to be on the mic when they went to Tempe, Arizona and hammered ASU.
They're incredible.
I mean, just crushed them. They're an excellent team right now in the pack. San Diego State would be one of the top teams in the pack the way they played, and another miss of a layup.
New Mexico is missing too many chippies. You have to make those, especially against a team like this.
Some playing time for another big fella, Trevin Dorius, the fellow 7-footer, the backup for Cada. Averages about 3 a game with 4 rebounds. Right away, instant impact. That's got to feel good. Nice little jump hook. Will be the heir apparent to earn more playing time next season. And he was just right place, right time. Knocking that one free was Dorius. A poor pass. And another turnover. Not a clinic thus far as it pertains to taking care of the basketball. That one is banked home. McGee. And that may be just what the doctor ordered. Keith McGee. He's out of New York. In his 68th career game he is playing. And he is the most active three-point shooter for New Mexico. 10 of 27 coming in. Bairstow says, I'm right there with you, but he's short. The Australian, whose brother, by the way, had a little run with the Bulls in the NBA. Fires that one with yet another turnover. That's 7 turnovers to 2. A 20-8 start. They're just fortunate to get to the 8. Does this get the confidence going? Oh, Lobos, they hope so. Scott Padgett passing along some advice to Keith McGee and, of course, Dr. Paul Weir, the head coach of this New Mexico team. Glad to have you back with us, Richie and Darren. And, Richie, this has really been a challenging year for this New Mexico team and for Paul Weir, who, quite frankly, was trying to kind of put down some stakes and have year 3 and 4 be the big years.
Right, and I feel bad for them, honestly. It's an awful situation. New Mexico, they don't allow more than 5 people to practice, and it can be no contact. So when they actually could all get together, first in level in Texas, now they're in Lubbock, they have to play all of a sudden with each other and figure each other out, play live contact, rebounding stuff, team-related stuff. They got going, say, about mid-November when most of these teams were getting going in June and July. It has been a very difficult transition for this Lobo squad, and quite frankly, they're very much behind all these other teams that they're playing.
Bairstow all the way. It was right there in front of him, and he missed. Off to his left he went. And the freshman, the Australian native, the exercise science major, comes up empty. Boy, gutsy pass, and just too gutsy. Right into the hands defensively of the 7-footer, Trevin Dorius. Dorius asked for the basketball right there with the block. Boy, Malawach was in his face.
He just did it textbook perfect. Straight up in the air, parallel, perfect defense.
And you love to reward your team overall if you can come up with a pair.
I mean, look at Malawach, number 10. Help side defense, goes straight up, takes it in the chest, didn't try to block it really, just went straight up with his hands and legs and arms and straight up in the air and gets a block shot as a result.
Malawach, a very strong defender as well. The heartbeat of this program.
Always
Australian junior national team. Sorry, Richie.
No, it's great. Australia, originally from Sudan,
yes,
went to Australia. And it's just an amazing story that young man has. You can't not root for him.
I just love saying his name.
Say it again.
Makwach Malawach. One of my favorites. One of my favorites, Makwach Malawach. How can you not love it? Plus, he can ball. He was not able to do anything with that. Hello, Justin Bean. Hammer.
What some good ball movement will do for you. Roll the defense to sleep.
And a turnover sends it back the other way at the 9-minute mark. A 22-8 start. And a reach there. Emmanuel Quach, Mr. Bean, I assume.
It's the way they move the basketball. This is a great pass and great finish, but nobody really talks about Stephen Ashworth. He's the young man, the freshman, who passed the ball down inside the paint. Because of his dribble towards the paint, he brought the defense with him, and that's why Justin Bean's wide open by the basket.
Ashworth, fellow Australian with by far the best shoes on the floor. He looks like you're a SoCal beach guy right there in that neck of the woods. Ashworth with the turquoise there. I love him. I mean, I love him.
He just got engaged on Christmas Eve. That could have been a gift from the wife. Or future wife, I should say. The fiance. The fiance.
He was great. He came out. Ashworth greeted the officials as they made their way out. Very political of him, very wise, but it was genuine. He knew he'd have his time handling the offense. Alpine, Utah, Lone Peak High School. He is one of 5, Mr. Ashworth. Denise, his mom. Danny, his dad. And he's got the ball right now, sharing with Mr. Bean. 22-8 start. The big fella's back in. Booster all the way to the bucket. He just sliced through several towers.
What a winner. What a winner. And to go there in traffic as a right-hander and finish with your left, it's impressive stuff.
So he did everything well in high school. I mean everything. He was a great quarterback. He was a great safety. He was an amazing basketball player. A couple of times the Montana Gatorade Player of the Year. That was a football player play right there.
3,400 yards he threw for as a quarterback. Rushed for over 2,000. Not bad.
Wooster. Give it to him in the backfield. First down. What an incredible football weekend. Super wild card weekend, and it kicks off on Fox. MVP candidate Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, Aaron Donald and the Rams. What a weekend it's going to be. Tomorrow, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. Wall-to-wall football this weekend. Oh, and by the way, on FS1, plenty of basketball as well. So tons of fun this weekend, and we trust that you're enjoying it safely wherever you may be. This, of course, a road game for Mr. Ashworth and his mates. But not in New Mexico, not at the Pit, not in Albuquerque, as we shared with you here at Lubbock Christian. It's a pretty little Division II arena.
It's a great arena.
Basketball slips right through the fingertips, and there's a scrum on the hardwood for it. Utah State on the move. Here comes Ashworth in those good-looking shoes. Very strong start for a team that, one of the newer net ratings, is a very good team. What used to be the RPI, this is one of the, well, the better teams certainly in this conference, and standings will tell you they're right there, as that one is dropped in for yet another triple.
That's your boy. That's your boy with the shoes, Ashworth.
He needed something big like that to go with the shoes. His first bucket. He already had an assist. He's playing in his 7th minute. Kicks off the back of the iron, and another opportunity on a defensive rebound for Utah State. Ashworth, by the way, came in 11 of 29 from long distance, close to 40%. It's just a deep team. As Cato loses the basketball. How about that effort?
Yeah.
Nearly got it to where he wanted to.
Right. Utah State does such a good job of moving the ball. Look at these NCAA net ratings of these teams here in the Mountain West Conference. Utah State there at a 68. You see the other teams, Boise State 18. How about that? Boise State has really come a long way. I mean, they've always been good. And Leon Rice's squad, it's the deepest, most athletic squad he's had ever. Trying to make a run at the Mountain West Championship.
Derek Alston Jr. is special. I love Marcus Shaver on that team.
Yes.
Now.
Yes.
He's kind of a 6th, 7th guy. He's just, you know, if you're going to play 40, you play him for about 25, and you're getting everything from him for those 25.
They are deep. In San Diego State, Matt Mitchell is having a terrific senior year. Jordan Shackle, he knocked down 9 3-pointers the other night. I think it was 8 threes. was outstanding from behind the arc for San Diego State.
Hey, by the way, A.J. Walker and his squad with Air Force are reminding us right now that we're hanging with Boise State. They're down just 7 with about 4.5 to play. So Walker's got 20 in that game. He's playing very well. Of course, A.J.'s outstanding. This is a great guard. Chris Joyce, another great guard on that team. He's got 17. The two of them have 37 to hang around in that game, down 7. About 4.5 to go, Boise State.
You have to have great guard play to be a great basketball team. It's paramount. See, that's that pass from Caden. We talk about why is he a good passer. He can pass all the way across from one end of the floor to the other.
Being a bit of a baseball guy, I see that man and think if you put him on the mound, 95 is coming right away. That's why those passes are firm. You want to talk about leverage. Now Keita goes to work, looking to break the all-time record at Utah State in blocks. This time he just grabs another rebound. How many a game per Keita? That's what he does very regularly, and that's grab those boards. He averages 9 per game, but he's been a double-double machine his entire career.
So look, he's keeping the basketball alive. He missed that shot, but he got 2 tips on it, and his team gets an offensive rebound as a result. He controls the game on both ends of the floor.
Miller with the miss, rebound. Manuel sends it back the other day. Well, part of that too is effort, though, right? I mean, yes. He's long and he's athletic, but part of that's effort. That's not just your skills. That's heart that keeps that one alive. Penetration in a positive moment for New Mexico.
Which is why I think Keita has a legitimate NBA shot. I mean, he has the body for it. He obviously puts in great effort. We just saw him knock down like an 18, 19-foot shot a little bit ago. He rebounds it. He's about to break the shot block record here at Utah State. And he can score. And he's one of the best passing big men in the entire nation.
Firm tries to grab hold of that one again. His fingertips keep it alive. Miller, long distance, bang!
He is known for knocking down volume threes. Hit 7 threes in a game versus Denver a year ago. And he gets so high up on his shot, it's very difficult to contest when he gets the ball in the air.
He had 6 points and 2 steals. There it is, the shot block and the school record. Congratulations to Mr. Keita. He'll keep adding to that tally. But he was chasing Gilbert Pete, who was running in that circle at 155 career blocks. Gilbert in the late 80s. And now that record belongs to a man who will stack onto that record pretty frequently. That's a great smile right there.
Well, that's one thing about Nimi Keita. You see him in a practice, or if we didn't have headphones and we were able to sit this close and listen to him, that man has fun. He's always laughing. He's always talking to his teammates. He's upbeat. He is a fun player to be around, and certainly a player you want on your team.
So just for discussion, folks, it's a big deficit right now. Let's throw a few numbers at you as he stands in the line, and not to get lost in the numbers, but coming in, he leads the team in assists 37, leads the team in blocks 31, right there at the team lead in steals, best in block percentage, leads the team in win shares and advanced metrics, and defensive win shares. And against New Mexico, obviously, that's his sweet spot. You can see in his career shooting nearly 70%.
That's what's impressive. 68% from the field. Oh my goodness.
Mika and Dianuba are his parents. He was the Mountain West Freshman of the Year. One more little number that I find very interesting. With all the length, all the physical play, all the shot blocking, as that one is another turnover. And you tell me what this means. He only averages, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold that number because we know then you'll come back and join us. I got a huge number when I come back.
Rob Stone in studio, and coming up at the half, Michigan State blew a big lead against Purdue, and it resulted in a thrilling finish in East Lansing. We had a buzzer beater in the Horizon League, and the lights go out with a game on the line in Louisiana. Jared and Richie will see you at the break.
Boy, great stuff, and Trevion Williams, a big part of that huge second half for Purdue. Wow. That man a big part of all halves for Utah State. Richie and Darren, glad to have you back with us at the temporary home of New Mexico. Here's my number, okay?
Let's hear it.
All the shot blocking, all the presence. He's athletic, he's fearless in the paint defensively. Only 2.2 fouls per game. That to me is crazy. Crazy.
You did some great research.
Don't you find that unique?
No,
you would think he'd be fouling out a lot with his prowess.
With the way he's going for block shots and that kind of thing. And being a big man where you tend to get in foul trouble oftentimes because you're guarding a big, strong guy or you're playing help side against a smaller player coming at you. That's quite the statistic.
2.2. Now that's this year, obviously. It's been a short year to this point, but kind of crazy. You would think with his efforts, as the penetration is there. That bench is strong, too, for Alfonso Anderson. That's a big talking point. Utah State's bench is just night and day the last handful of games.
Yeah, and Alfonso Anderson's a guy that can go this back to the basket, as you saw. He can also take outside threes and knock that, not at a high percentage, but respectable. So there's the guy for New Mexico that has to get going. Malawach is so consistent, can knock down outside shot, can drive to the basket, as you just saw, plays well on defensive end. Got to find a way to get some more points and stop these buckets.
Baby, he was standing right by us. Anderson with the triple. Alfonso's the senior, the pride of Tacoma, Washington, where he won a state championship at the famed Garfield High his junior year. Malawach, a beautiful penetration pass, got sloppy. Huge. An answer. Boy, that's a cleanup if I've ever seen one. Max Shulga. Or I should say, my apologies, Jeremiah Francis.
And Francis has really struggled from the threes. 4 of 24 now on the season, but the last 3 games, I believe, he's knocked one down. So you take away all the previous games, the last 3 games, he's really starting to shoot the basketball well.
Had some moments when he played for the Tar Heels, a North Carolina transfer. That's a moment. Marco Anthony with a flush.
Just great ball movement.
Dominating thus far for Utah State.
Incomparable design makes it beautiful. State-of-the-art technology makes it brilliant. The visionary Lexus NX.
Lease the 2021 NX 300 for $359 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Ballin'. On a budget? Try the new $1 Your Way menu at Burger King, featuring a flame-grilled bacon cheeseburger. Value this good is hard to find anywhere else. The new $1 Your Way menu, now at Burger King. Your way, way better.
Quick step aside, right back to the action, and you would think a team like Utah State, with what they're doing, they don't want to stop at all. And they're playing deep, right? They're getting bench contribution, and that's key. I mean, you're able to rest your bench. They got 12-9 bench lead. And defense is there again.
I mean, New Mexico is having a hard time scoring against the length of Utah State. And then defensively, they're making some errors. They're making some mistakes that are leading to layups and dunks for Utah State.
Nice job clearing some space, and then again stepping inside the three-point line. Stephen Ashworth, the freshman, with an opportunity to go to work. Won a state title his senior year, 6A state title. He did it all. He filled up the stat sheets. And this is a player you love. If you're Craig Smith, you love keeping this player at home in your home state.
Oh, absolutely. He talks about how he has a business-like approach, got great instincts, really understands the game. He's a terrific player as a freshman.
2-year LDS mission, so that makes him a couple of years older. There's a maturity there that you wouldn't usually see in a freshman. Was in Indianapolis in the Midwest for a couple of years, giving up his time.
See how Utah State pushes the basketball, and then they get right to passing the ball. This is terrific.
I'm going to tell you what's terrific about that, to me, was the pass from Ashworth to Miller, the anticipation, the communication. Miller wasn't even at the spot, but he knew his teammate would be there.
That's what I'm saying. They gel together so well. They know exactly where they're going to be on the floor. They have a collection of random movements and screens. They run entries and sets, and they get right into motion where they have some freedom, but they have such great IQ players, they can do that. What Craig Smith has done here is nothing short of extraordinary. 31-9 in Mountain West play in his 3rd season overall.
A rare miss for a team that's shooting 60% on the game. Steps right in front, and it's a traveling violation instead. No offensive foul. Ashworth stepped right in front of that train that was Jeremiah Francis.
Just
the
every
sophomore.
time they try to push the basketball. Look how fast Utah State is getting back in transition. Ashworth is already there waiting. Feels like his feet are set. Either way, it's a turnover for New Mexico. Traveling violation going the other direction.
And another flush. Beautiful reward to the passing of the basketball. Trevin Dorius, the 7-footer. And you can give Dorius 4 points, couple of rebounds in 7 minutes.
Craig Smith says he is a freak athlete in his sophomore year.
And a 3 to climb as close as they can. Jeremiah Francis, the 3rd.
I think that's his first multi-3-point made game this season. The transfer from North Carolina.
A couple of games against Nevada had 10 total points. All of the scoring was done from the free throw line. 7 of 8 from the line, struggled from the field. Dorius right back out to Ashworth. Dorius creates again. Boy, a 3rd chance now for Utah State from the corner. A triple.
They deserve all 3 of those. Second efforts, third efforts. You see Ashworth is always sprinting from one spot on the floor to the next, wide open for that 3-point shot because he sprinted there and they knew exactly where he'd be.
A turnover. The half comes to an end. Well, you want to talk about a clinic of college basketball. Craig Smith and his squad put it on. You could see it in their eyes when they were warming and preparing for this game. They weren't distracted by playing in a secondary gym. As a matter of fact, they're treating it right now like this is their home building. Utah State. Wow.